Hey, this is Mel from How to Play Guitars with an S.com and NotMyWayGuitar.com with another tutorial for you today. This is a perennial classic. This is Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers. And this was written in 1971 by Bill himself. And you know, I found some interesting things about this. Did you know that actually when he wrote this song in 1971, he was making toilet seats at that time. Yes, he had a day job. He was 31 years old. He was working at a factory making toilet seats for airplanes when he wrote that song. But when the single reached gold status, his record company presented him with a golden toilet, marking the start of his new career. Yeah, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? All right, so for this tutorial, we're actually going to be talking about different ways that we can explore this song with some different chord voicings, and just try to make it a little more interesting for you as a guitar player. This will be for relatively new guitar players all the way to more advanced guitar players, a little bit for everyone. And I hope you enjoy. This is Mel from HowToPlayGuitars.com. Awesome guitar students of mine out there, if you enjoyed this video, please like the video, comment on the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and please go check out some of my other videos that I've released in the past and I've been releasing recently. And I hope you enjoy what I'm putting out on my channel. And by all means, please comment and tell me how I can do things better or how I can best serve you. In the meantime, be well and take care of each other. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back. So this song is in A minor. And so there's lots of different ways that you could start this out. Like if you're a beginner or you've been playing for a few months, you could just start with chords like this, right? Just a simple A minor shape. First finger on the B string, first fret, second finger on the D string, second fret, third finger on the G string, second fret. Okay? And then it goes to an E minor, and then a G, and then an A minor. Okay? That's most of the song. Here's the thing about that, honestly. You know what? So with the E minor, you only need two fingers, right? And then with the G, honestly, like you can play the full G chord if you want to, but honestly, you just need this third fret on the low E string, and then the open D, G, and B strings. And I recommend playing it finger style, although sometimes I play it with a pick also. And I'll talk about both approaches in this video, in this tutorial. But yeah, you can use just a simple G. This is sort of a modified G. I'm muting the A string with my third finger. A lot of times I tell students not to do that, but there are times I actually allow them to do that, and this is one of those times. So I actually want you to mute that A string with your third finger, although you can put your second finger there if you want to. But you really just need those few strings right there. The E string and maybe the D, G, and B strings, if that. And okay, and so that's a lot of it. And so when I'm plucking that, I'm just plucking bass and then the other strings. Okay, that's really all I'm doing on that. Okay, and then watch Bill play this song. Okay, he actually plays it like this with this fingering, 1, 2, and 3. Probably skipping the A string, although the A string could be open, but it doesn't sound as good to have two A's, because fifth fret on the low E is the same as open A. Okay, so you don't want to push it off. That sounds bad. So I think a lot of times he just did it like this. And his other guitar player often would play a more advanced fingering. Now I often play it like that, laying my third finger flat, a little bit of a mini chord or a mini bar chord across the D, G, and B strings, and then bringing my second finger over like this. Okay, but if that's too difficult, again, you can just do it like this, like Bill does. And then he does a simple E minor, Okay, and then this chord, which is technically a G7 chord. Okay, now you could just do, you just do that basic G chord there that we were doing earlier. Okay, now the other part of the song is an E minor, and again he was sort of just using the first, second, and third fingers, but higher up here, 7th fret, first finger on the A string, second finger is on the G string, 7th fret, third finger is on the 8th fret of the B string. The D string could be open, the low E could be even open if you wanted to. The high E is up to you, it's optional, but I actually don't usually play it. And then I move that down 2 frets. So I've got 5th fret on the A, 5th fret on the G, and 6th fret on the B. Okay, and again you can use the open D string if you want to, but it doesn't always sound great that way. Okay, and then you go back to A minor. So I might go, so I'm just plucking those notes, especially with my right hand. Okay, pretty simple there. And the other thing to realize too is that, you know, I believe he's got Booker, MT, and the MGs that's backing him in the studio here. And so the guitar player here, the other guitar player in the band, is just playing like the bar chord, typical bar chord, E minor. In this case, it's at 7th fret, 7th on the A, 9 and 9 on the D and G, 8th on the B, and 7th on the high E. Okay, and then move that down 2 for D minor, and then a lot of times he'll arpeggiate these chords. And arpeggiation just means to break up the chord instead of playing it as one or two things, as Bill often does, to actually break it up so that you know, or actually. Into 3 or 4 note segments where you're just kind of breaking up the chord a little bit, one note at a time. You know, and I often ask my students to do this to make sure the notes in their chords are coming out when they're doing, often, you know, even beginner chords, basic chords. Make sure the notes are coming out in the chord. So he's just basically doing this. The other thing to realize is that the guitar player in his band is often, not only is he playing these chords, okay, but he's also playing the E minor 7, looks like this. Okay, so just taking that same E minor shape and taking the pinky off makes it an E minor 7. So instead of just this, like I showed you earlier, it's this. Okay, and then, okay, and then he goes, okay, and actually, one more thing there. He'll do these sort of double stops, Curtis Mayfield style, also Jimi Hendrix style, because Jimi Hendrix got it from Curtis. And the thing I wanted to say too is that for a lot of this tutorial I've been using my fingers, but when you watch the rhythm guitar guy who's actually doing a little bit of some of these fun R&B, Curtis Mayfield style chord stylings, things that he's doing here, I'm pretty positive in the video he's actually using a pick. Okay, so when he's picking, so I mean you could just pick all down almost, really, like, but if you like the sound of picking up, we'll experiment with it a little bit. Okay, experiment with picking down versus picking up. It's definitely a different sound. And the pick itself gives it a different sound too than just does. Yep. the interesting thing about it is also that section where he says, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Did you know actually that he actually had more lyrics prepared for this song? But for some reason he didn't do them in the studio. I don't know if he just forgot them or he just didn't finish writing the song. But Booker T and the MGs were like, man, just leave it that way. It's fine. It's going to be a cool song. It's fine, dude. Just leave it. Just let it go, man. And so he did, and ended up becoming a gold record. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool story. So like I said, this song is in A minor. It's basically more or less in what's called A Aeolian or A natural minor, which is like key of C, but it starts in A minor instead. It's the relative minor of C. Okay. Now that G7 is a little different in terms of putting it with the A minor chord. Because you can also just, it actually, to me, it sounds sometimes better just to do regular G there. But the G7 works because in the key of C, you would have a G7 on the 5 chord, C, D, E, F, G. So C would be 1, D minor would be 2, E minor would be 3, F would be 4, G or G7 would be 5, and A minor would be 6. So it actually works out really well. But the other thing that's interesting about it is really most of the time, besides this A minor to the E to the G, A minor, kind of, he's playing around with this idea of whether it's in A minor or, A minor, strictly A minor, or if he's, almost playing away off the fact that it's the relative of C major a little bit, using that G7 chord. Kind of an interesting. If you were going to solo over this song, A minor pentatonic, with a little bit of blues in it would work really nicely, as would on the Aeolian mode. The other thing I recommend though is if you're soloing over this, think about the notes and the chords. So if you've got A minor, you can play the note. You can play the notes in the A minor chord. Over E minor, you could do you could do a little bit of the E minor pentatonic, and the same thing over the D minor. But largely, if you stay in A minor, and you use that as your key center, and you just sort of use E minor licks, if you know nothing else, that's a good place to start. A lot of people just know that little position and that fifth position, the A minor box, right? And that's a good place to stay right there if you want to just solo in that and work on hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides and a little bit of vibrato, right? Shaking the note a little bit. And that'll actually get you pretty far in trying to solo on this thing. So that's my tutorial on Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers, written in 1971 by a toilet seat maker. But you know what? I think that's what's the best part about this story and this song is that it just shows that anyone from any walk of life with a belief in themselves and some talent can do great things, right? So while you're learning this song, I want you to think that same. So I want you out there learning this song and killing it a little bit, crushing it, going after your dreams, man. And so I wish you all the best at doing that. And I hope to see you soon. Please check out some of my other videos on my channel. I've been trying to release videos semi-periodically. And I hope you are doing well and you are crushing it in everything that you do, including playing guitar. And I want to say one more thing. The last chord in this song is actually what's called an A minor major 7. So here's an A minor chord. It's got an A minor major 7 like this. It's actually kind of the same chord in the second chord of Stairway to Heaven, okay? So I'm going to leave you with that chord, A minor major 7, and be well, keep crushing it. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.